Hello there guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another video. I hope all you guys are doing well this morning. So today is Tuesday and that means it's time to go over my Premier predictions, do a little review and see how many points I got overall. And the game ended it yesterday, so that's why I do this every Tuesday because of Monday Night Football. So yeah, and that means this Friday I'm gonna go for my Premier predictions on Game Week 3. So if you're new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button first, then hit the bell notification so that you never miss any of my YouTube videos. Smash the like if you enjoy these predictions and the rest of my videos as well. And make sure you share this video to everybody so that you can tell them that every Friday before game week starts, I do my predictions. And you guys can also do your predictions in the comments down below. And then every Tuesday when the game week ends, I'll go through my predictions, do a little review and see how many points I got overall, and I'll react, and if I got time I'll react in the comments down below to see how many points you've got, and I'll either congratulate you or I will say you can do one next time, because my achievement is to get 30 points from now until the end of the season. So if I can achieve that, then that would be great. That would be great. So yeah, so without further ado, let's quickly get into my review of the game week 2. All right, so give me a moment, guys. All right, so the first game on game week 2 was Aston Villa versus Everton. Now I went for a draw, a 1-1, and it was actually 2-1 to Villa. And Everton, boy, they will be kicking themselves, because when Villa scored the second goal, we all thought that, and the 84th minute, we all thought that, yeah, you know what, Everton, they're not going to win, because they just really not improving on the Lampard, that they could be in serious trouble for relegation, if you know what I mean. But then a few minutes later, an Everton player scored and it was 2-1. So I was like, boy, could we see a comeback, like going 2-0 down to make it 3-2, and then and then this is why Everton, yeah, didn't win the game and they could be in serious trouble. Is because they had so many chances. There was one player who had the chance to make it a draw twice, or maybe like a win, but they didn't take their chances. And this is what happens in football. When you don't take your chances, the opposition will punish you and you might lose the game. And that's what Aston Villa did. They did really well defending, and Martinez made some great saves to deny Everton a draw or maybe like a win. So for me, if Everton don't improve and Lampard don't improve the squad, I think Lampard will be much deeper trouble than Gerrard, if you know what I mean. Because I heard some people talking about Lampard or Gerrard, who is in deep trouble, who's going to succeed first, and they went for Lampard. And you know what? People are right. So if Lampard wants to prove every single fan's wrong, he needs to improve and he needs to get the best out of these players. Otherwise, they're in serious trouble. Serious trouble. But well done to Aston Villa. They've lost their opening game, but they managed to win their next game, 3 points. So yeah, let's see what Gerrard and Aston Villa will do this season. So yeah, I got 0 points for that one on the first game on match day 2, or game week 2 as we call it in English. Alright, moving on into the next game, Arsenal versus Leicester City. Now I went for an Arsenal win of 3-0, but they actually went 4-2 to Arsenal, so I've got 1 point. And I did say, if you remember, I did say one of the channels, and maybe my channel too, that Gabriel Jesus scored 2 goals, and that's what he did. That's what he did. And you know what, yeah? Gabriel Jesus should have scored more than 2 goals, because I was watching the game, or rather than the highlights, and you can tell that he was hungry for goals. He wants to be Arsenal's best summer signing, and it looks like he did that. And plus he only got two, and he got 2 assists as well, which makes it good. And he was the man of the match. And if I was an Arsenal fan, which I'm not, I'll give Gabriel Jesus the man of the match, because you can see here, Arsenal were missing a striker here who could be clinical, but it looks like they found one, Gabriel Jesus. And for me as a Chelsea fan, I'm really disappointed that we should have signed him. You know, I'm really disappointed. We should have hijacked it Arsenal, and we should have Gabriel Jesus to go to Chelsea because he will play Champions League football and he will get more minutes. And I know he will improve our striker, but we didn't go for him. And now look, he's gone to Arsenal and he's improving. So for me, yeah, if Gabriel Jesus doesn't get injured, I believe Arsenal will be in the top four. I don't think they will challenge. I don't think they will challenge for the title because for me, yeah, it's City and Liverpool that are the two best teams in England. So I think Man City will go first, then Liverpool. For me, yeah, third is maybe between Arsenal and Chelsea, and something like that. But it's still early. But we're gonna have to see what happens at the end of the season. But yeah, great start for Arsenal, and yeah, I mean Leicester were 2-1 up, and we thought that it's also gonna bottle it. No, they had that mentality of thinking, no, we ain't gonna bottle it. We're still gonna beat Leicester City, and we're still gonna win the game, and that's what they did. Like Fofana was absolutely poor because Gabriel Martinelli put in his pocket, and he would think to himself, you know what, yeah, I might as well go to Chelsea because I think, yeah, Fofana may be suiting Chelsea as a defender. I'm not sure which position he likes to play in, but I know maybe he'll do great for Chelsea because he knows that he sees that Chelsea are playing really good and he want to go to Chelsea. So we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, 3-0 Arsenal unbeaten, but they're in second place because they conceded 2 goals. So yeah, so as it stands right now, Arsenal are in second place, but I don't think they'll be in the top two. No, sir. No, sir. So it's still early, but we're gonna have to wait and see. But well done to Arsenal. Right, moving on into the next game. Brighton against Newcastle. Now went for a 2-2 draw, but it actually ended 0-0, so I got 1 point. For me, yeah, both teams had their chances. Both teams had their chances to either win the game or perhaps make it a draw like I predicted. But there's not really much to talk about in this one. Yeah, they both had their chances, so that's why I told you that this is a tough thing to predict because these two started really well. They faced each other, and yeah, it's so hard to predict which team is going to win the game. But I actually went for a draw, but it wasn't 2-2. It was actually 0-0, so I only get 1 point for that one. But yeah, nothing really much to talk about. So yeah, but well done to both teams. They're still unbeaten, 4 points, and yeah, let's see if these two can be above the top 10 and maybe try and close the gap on the European places, if you know what I mean. So yeah, 2-2. I mean, 0-0 joined that one. Right, moving on into Man City against Bournemouth. Now I went for a City win of 3-0, and it's actually 4-0. And you know what, yeah? If that Bournemouth player didn't score an own goal, I would have gone 3 points. I would have gone 3 points. But yeah, in that game, Kevin De Bruyne, I don't know why we sold him. I don't know why we sold him. And it's all because of Jose Mourinho, yeah? He thought that, yeah, you know what? He started really good, but I'm not sure if he can be that great. The reason why that we sold him is because Jose Mourinho didn't give him time. You would have thought that, no, you know what? This guy ain't good enough for us. But you see now why Kevin De Bruyne, yeah, is the best midfielder in the Premier League. I say in third place. Yeah, you can see why. Not only does he assist good, but he scored great goals. He always does this. Whether it's against big teams, he just keeps on doing it and doing it and doing it consistently. And that's why you see Man City always winning the league. Yeah, it's because of him and the other players as well, but more because of him because he's always the player of the year every single time. Every single time. So I wish we haven't sold Kevin De Bruyne because if we gave him time, I believe here that he will take Chelsea to the next level, which is, winning titles, do win a Champions League and all that stuff. So I'm really disappointed that we sold him. Of course, Erling Haaland didn't score on his debut at the Etihad, but at least he got the assist. So yeah, but I think Erling Haaland will do well this season. I think he will. Just as long as Kevin De Bruyne or everyone else feeds the ball to Erling Haaland, he will get the golden boots. But yeah, whereas for Bournemouth, They started well against Aston Villa, but I knew they'll lose to Man City because it's a tough place to go, at the Etihad. So yeah, but yeah, Man City winning 4-0, so I got 1 point for that one. Southampton against Leeds United. Now this one, yeah, is like a repeat performance for the Leicester versus Brentford game, where Leicester were 2-0 up, but they bottled it and they allowed Brentford to score 2 goals, making it a draw. This one is the exact same thing. Leeds United were 2-0 up, but they bottled it and they allowed Southampton to get a draw, which is 2-2. Obviously, I went for Leeds win of 2-1, but it's actually 2-2. So, yeah, once you don't, I mean, in that game, Leeds had a couple of opportunities, but you get punished if you don't kill teams off, you know. So yeah, Leeds United were like Leicester City on the opening day of the season, where they were 2-0 up, but then they bottled it. So teams have to realize here that if you're 2-0 up, try at least score one more goal because we all know that 3-0 means it's game over for the opposition. So try and be at least 2-0 up at half time, maybe score one goal and then try to defend rather than just, 2-0 up, don't defend, and then they allow the opposition to score 2 goals, making a draw. That means you bottled it. You bottle a 2-0 lead. So, yeah. So I got 0 points because I went for Leeds win of 2-1. But yeah, Leeds are still unbeaten, whereas Southampton 1 point so far. So yeah, we're gonna have to win. But yeah, and let's see what's gonna happen to these two. I don't think these two will be. I don't think these two will be above the top 10. I think they'll be below 10. I'm not saying that they're going to get relegated, but I think they'll not be above the mid-table, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so 2-1, sorry, 2-2 draw between Leeds and Southampton. Right, moving on into the next game, Fulham against Fulham against Wolves at Monaco. Now, obviously, I went for a 2-0 Fulham win, but it actually ended in a draw. And you know what? Yeah, I would have gone 1 point if Alexander Mitrovic would have scored that penalty, because that penalty was good, but I think he should have at least looked at the goalkeeper and try and put him on the wrong way. That's when you'll get the 3 points. Now, the reason why I'm voting for Fulham win is because they really impressed me against Liverpool. Like that draw felt like a win against Fulham because they played really well. And I thought that, yeah, you know what? Since Wolves lost to Leeds, I would have thought that, yeah, even going to Molineux is a bit difficult place to go. I know that some teams can go there and get the win, So yeah, so for Wolves, so for Fulham, they'll be disappointed that they could have got in at least 4 points, which will make it a really great. Sorry, 4 points? Yeah, 4 points, which will make it a great start for them, and it will make everyone sure that Fulham this season will definitely stay it up because of the new system, how they're playing. But they've got 2 points. I still think they'll stay up if they don't continue, yeah, to be like a yo-yo club, if you know what I mean. So yeah, but it was 0-0. Both teams kept a clean sheet, so I get 0 points, and I could have gone one if Alexander Mitrovic would have done better with that penalty. So yeah, now moving on into this one. This one, I was I was like a bit surprised because over my prediction, I went for a 2-1 Brentford win. I said that I think Man United will score first, but then Brentford will just be all over them. They will just be all over Man United because Man United were terrible against Brighton, and for Brentford, they did well to get a point against Leicester City. And like I said, going to Community Stadium ain't that easy. It really ain't. So that's why I went for 2-1. But Man United, man, they continue to surprise me. And let me get my phone now. And the reason why I said this is because look at this. When I look at this stat here, Man United have only like 2 shots more than Brentford. Brentford have more shots on target than them. Of course, Man United had the possession. Yeah, they have more passes than them. They have more accuracy than them. But Man United have have at least committed more fouls than Brentford. Brentford had no yellow cards in that game. They Man United have more offsides than them, and for Brentford, they had more corners than them. And I've also read the stat here that Brentford have won and covered the distance 15 kilometers than them because they won a distance of 109 point something kilometers, where for Man United, yeah, they've only had 94 one with kilometers one. Like, Man United, man, what is going on with them? What is going on with them? Like, when is Man United ever gonna win their next game? Because next Monday they got Liverpool at Old Trafford. I don't think they'll win that. Like, Man United, yeah, if they don't continue like this, like I said before, I don't see them being in the top six or maybe in seventh. I don't see them like that. I can see them finishing like maybe 10th or maybe below that. That's where Chelsea were in the 2015 to 16 season, and that was our worst season ever. Like, the players don't want to play for the badge, the Glazers don't care, and it looks like Eric Ten Hag already is looking like he doesn't want to be at Manchester United manager anymore. So for me, if I was a Man United fan, I say that Eric Ten Hag needs to walk, not because of him, but because of these players here that will make him more angry and more upset every single game. The Glazers needs to go because they don't care about the club. And if I was a Man United fan, I would tell all of the rest of the Man United fans that do not go to games, stop going to stadiums anymore, don't buy the season ticket, do not buy the shirts because you'll be giving money to the Glazers and the Glazers will stay at the club. For me, there should be protests on the Glazers because they don't care about Man United over the last 9 years. They have previous managers like Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ralf Rangnick, LVG, David Moyes. Yeah, all of these managers have never done what Sir Alex Ferguson done, which is winning a title and winning the Champions League. The last time that Man United were great was when Sir Alex Ferguson left in 2015, which is 9 years ago. And also, the last time that Man United ever won a trophy was in 2017 when they won the Europa League under Jose Mourinho. Like, Man United, yeah, are acting like a small club. They're not acting like a big club anymore. They are in the mud. They're in the mess. They're just rotten from top to bottom. And I said this also last week. Man United needs to improve. They need a massive rebuild, and it's going to take a long time before they can get back to greatness to do what they should have done 9 years ago. It's going to take a long time because this is not good enough for Man United. They're not good enough. Some players need to leave. The manager needs to walk, and also the Glaze needs to go as well. Fans need to, instead of fans buying the shirts and going to games, they need to protest and get the Glazers out because they don't care. They really don't care. Obviously, I'm not a Man United fan, but if I was, I'll be saying this right now. I'll be saying this right now to my friends and to you guys watching as well. But for me, as a Chelsea fan, I don't think Man United are going to get relegated. I don't think so. I heard some of my friends saying they would rather see Man United go and get relegated, and I'm saying, nah, Terry, Man United are too big to go down. But if that actually happens, Jesus Christ, like, that will be the worst thing that any other big team has done in Premier League history, which is won more titles, but then ends up getting relegated. Like, that will be absolutely embarrassing. Everyone will be laughing and all that stuff. But I don't think Man United will get relegated. I think they have to really do well, unless they want to be bad. And of course, yeah, the reason why fans need to calm down a bit is because you saw what happened to Arsenal last season when they lost their 3 games in a row, yeah. But they end up starting to pick up wins, in September and all that stuff. and they were this close to finishing in the top four, but they ended up bottoming it. The big question is, can Man United be like Arsenal last season? If they do, then that means there's progress, yeah? There's progress. But if they continue to lose to Southampton, which is the next game after Liverpool, then I don't think they'll be like Arsenal. I don't think so. So Man United needs to improve. Eric Ten Hag needs to, know what his formation is and put the players in the right position, and they have to pick up wins. Otherwise, they're in deep trouble, real deep trouble. So for me, well done to Brentford. They deserved it. They scored 4 goals in 35 games, which has never happened to Man United since 1990. 32 years. And also, this is the first time in Premier League history that Man United are rock bottom, 20th, bottom of the league. Like, Man United they just need to improve because this thing is water from top to bottom. And the Glazers need to go because they don't care. They don't care. I bet you they didn't even watch the game. And if they did, yeah, they'll realize that how disappointing and messed up they are. They'll realize that. So for me, Man United in the mud and they need to continue. But yeah, 2-1 to Brentford. My prediction, boy, is 4-0, so I'll get 1 point for that one. Alright, moving on into Sunday's games. Nottingham Forest against West Ham United. Now I went for a Nottingham Forest win of 2-0 and it's actually 1-0. So I get 1 point for that one. And I knew it. When I did the predictions on my friends' channels, I said that Nottingham Forest win, and they thought to themselves, "You don't think West Ham are gonna win? Like, nah, you must be joking." I said to them, "Listen, going to the City Ground ain't that easy because it's been 23 years since Nottingham Forest have last been in the Premier League, and I know the atmosphere is going to be electric. The fans are going to be up for it. They'll be backing the players and the manager, and I know they'll get the win. So I'm going to go for 2-0. And guess what? It was actually 1-0 to Nottingham Forest, so I got 1 point. And I know when they looked at it, they still thinking to themselves, boy, my friend Ashoki was right. I should have listened to him because I would at least get either 3 points or maybe 1 point. So you see, I knew, yeah, that Nottingham Forest would get the win. And thanks to Dean Anderson, they kept a clean sheet because they saved that penalty. We Man United looking at themselves and thinking, boy, should we not sell Dean Henderson to Nottingham Forest because he made some great sense and he kept a clean sheet and he saved the penalty as well. Like that's I don't know, but anyway, congratulations to Nottingham Forest, their first game at the City Ground in the Premier League since 1999, and they got off to a great start and won. So yeah, I think Nottingham Forest will do well this season. I don't see them going down. I don't see them going down because they're two times European champions. The same thing goes for Aston Villa, and yeah, I think they'll do well this season. Just as long, yeah, as they try and pick wins um and maybe get positive results at the City Ground, I think they'll do well this season. So yeah, whereas the West Ham United, bad start, no goals scored, and 3 goals conceded already. Like that is terrible for West Ham United. They also need to do better than this. If they want to be going into Europa League places, if you know what I mean, they also need to do well. So yeah, but well done to Nottingham Forest, 1-0 victory, so I get 1 point. The next one, Chelsea versus Tottenham Hotspur. Now, I'm not going to talk about this too much because I did my reaction to it. So if you want to check that out, make sure you head over to my channel and do my quick and check out my reaction. But yeah, Chelsea 2, Tottenham 2. Obviously, I went for Chelsea win of 2-1, and I've got 0 points. But for me, Auntie Taylor is the reason why I got 0 points. Him. And maybe the choice that we had, but for me, it's not the players or the manager or the fans, it's him. Like Anthony Taylor, man. Like the FA, I hope you're watching this. Never ever allow Anthony Taylor here to officiate Chelsea games every game, because every single time he goes to a big game, he always ruins it. Always win it for Chelsea, whether it's against Tottenham, Man United, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, he will always ruin it. always win it. And maybe the small and maybe the non-tip top six teams as well. He will always win it. Like when I look at the first Tottenham goal, I'm like, I said to you guys that that was a foul, but when I looked at the replay, I'm like 50-50 because it looked like a foul from one angle, but then the other angle, from more angles, it looks like Romero got the ball first. So I'm like 50-50 on that one, so I wouldn't complain about that one. But the second one, yeah, Romero put Mark Cucurella's hair. In football, is that right to do that? Should all the players be put in someone's hand and get away with it? No, because that causes violence. And I said this on James' channel yesterday. Make sure you check that out. I said, yeah, if I pull someone's hair, do you think I'm going to get away with it? No, because that causes violence. I can get into serious trouble and maybe possibility get arrested because I know violence is wrong. You should never ever pull someone's hair, whether it's a man or a woman. You don't do that. And Romero, yeah, he's lucky to stay on the pitch. For me, yeah, I want to give him a red card, but the reason why he should be sending off is because he's already got booked and he should have got a yellow card. Because you all know that two yellows make a red, right? So Romero is so lucky, yeah, so lucky to be on that pitch. Instead of him getting a red card and not playing in the next 3 games for Tottenham in the Premier League. He's so lucky. And whereas for Mike Dean, yeah, he's a Spurs fan, so I knew here he didn't want Tottenham to lose. So for Mike Dean, yeah, he can fuck off as well. He can piss off. The same goes for Auntie Taylor. He's a fucking disgrace as well. Yeah. Whereas for Antonio Conte and Tuchel, they both get sent off because they've been warned the first time the fight happened when Tottenham equalised. Then when another Tottenham equalised, they done it again. So that means they're sent off. And the breaking news is yesterday that these two have been charged by the Football Association of what happened, the incident. So they have until this Thursday to pay the charge, otherwise they could be in serious trouble. So let's hope that both Antonio Conte and Tuchel pays the charge on before Thursday. But for me, yeah, I also said this on James' channel. I think they should be investigating Auntie Taylor rather than Tuchel's comments. Because for me, yeah, if you look at the game, there's one reason why this fight happened. It's because of him. Like the first goal, it was 50-50, but the second goal, it should not stood. It really should not stood. Because putting someone's hair isn't good. It causes violence, and that person can get into trouble. So that's why, yeah, I think they should be more concentrated on Anthony Taylor rather than Thomas Tuchel. But it's too late now because Thomas Tuchel is charged, and I know that the FA Association is going to protect him and still allow still allow him to officiate Chelsea's games, whether it's against the top 6 teams or not. So I know they will protect him. Like this shit ain't gonna end. It ain't gonna end. It's still gonna continue, and it's still gonna just get me worried every single time. Every time I see him being officiating Chelsea games. So yeah, so we're gonna have to wait and see. So yeah, Anthony Taylor, fuck off. Mike Dean, fuck off. That's what I've got to say. I would have gone maybe like 3 points or 1 point if Anthony Taylor or Mike Dean didn't ruin the game. If they didn't do that. So yeah, and whereas for Tottenham, celebrating what they've won the game or won the league, you guys are deluded. And as for Harry Kane, yeah. So let me. What's this? Okay. Yeah, as for Harry Kane in his interview saying, "Oh, we're so happy to score a late winner." What's late winner? Yeah, that's how you deluded you are. You didn't win the game. You were lucky to get a draw. We should have won the game because we kept you quiet. Yeah, you missed the chance and maybe you scored, but we kept you quiet for most of the game. What do you mean late winner? You were lucky to get a draw. If you would have said I'm so happy to get a late equalizer, then that's fine. But a late winner, now you fool. That's how deluded Tottenham fans are, and that's why they never ever won a trophy for the last 14 years. That's why Spurs here ain't the biggest club in London. This is why. Because they think differently. They don't be smart. They always be deluded. So what do you mean a late win, Harry Kane? No, shut up, man. You're lucky to get a draw. If Anthony Taylor or Mike Dean wasn't officiating, we would have won the game 100%. Yes, we missed our chance and we should have gone striker, but we could have won the game if these two idiots didn't officiate the game. So you're lucky to get a draw. Simple as that. But yeah, 2-2 draw. So I got 0 points. And the Battle of the Bridge strikes again. Just like it did 6 years ago. Um, it happens today. And yeah, you love to see that in the Premier League history, like two teams going at it and being passionate about their club and all that stuff. So yeah, and for Antonio Conte, I lost respect for him. I lost respect for him because when you shake the person's hand, you're supposed to be looking at that person, smiling, and just talk to them a little bit, rather than you just shaking your hand and looked away. I know that Thomas Tuchel took it too far because he squeezed his hand, but I'm so glad he was angry at him because he didn't look at him when he shook his hand. Thomas Tuchel looked at Antonio Conte, but Conte didn't look at him. Like, let's say, for example, I'm sorry I'm taking this too long, but I'll close very, very soon. Let's say if I'm shaking someone's hand, yeah, being respectful means I'm shaking someone's hand here and I'm looking at their eye contact and I'm smiling saying, "Hi, how are you? How's everything?" That shows me I'm respecting someone and I'm friendly. But if I'm shaking someone's hand and I looked away, that means I'm disrespecting that person. That person will not like me anymore and don't want to be my friend. And I'll be upset. And I'll say to myself that this is my fault because I didn't do right. Yeah, I didn't do right. So for me, I lost respect for Antonio Conte. Yeah, I lost respect for him. Unfortunately, these two will face each other in February, which is like about 6 months' time. So I can't wait to see what happens at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium or White Hart Lane for that one. But for me, I lost respect for him because him celebrating in the Chelsea bench is wrong, and him not looking at Thomas Tuchel is also wrong. So for me, I lost respect for him. And well done to Thomas Tuchel because not only did he outclass him, he he did the right thing. Yes, grabbing someone's hand isn't right, but at least he did the right thing, saying, "Look at me when I'm shaking your hand," because that's not because what he did in Antonio Conte was disrespectful, totally disrespectful. I lost respect for him. I'm sorry, man. But these two will not be on the touchline for the next game, so we're just going to see what happens. But yeah, all right. Let me quickly close by talking about Liverpool versus Crystal Palace that happened yesterday night, and Liverpool in that game. Yeah, I would have thought that they would have got a win, but unfortunately, Crystal Palace did really, really well. Of course, they had a few chances to maybe win the game. The likes of Zaha and all that stuff, but But I think they'll take a point because like I said before, going to Anfield ain't that easy because the atmosphere, the players doing well and all that stuff. But Crystal Palace shocked me, surprised me, because I would have thought they got no chance against Liverpool, but they proved me wrong. Just like what happened to Fulham as well, if you know what I mean. Liverpool, 2 points in 2 games is not that great. Really not that great. If they don't improve, then Liverpool could be in serious trouble, just like Manchester United. But I think Liverpool will do well this season. I still think they'll be in second place. I would have judged Liverpool because it's early. I would have judged them. So for me, I think they'll still be in second place and Man City will win the league. It's just that that Jurgen Klopp needs to really, really sort himself out if he wants to be in serious trouble, if you know what I mean. But I think Liverpool will improve. So yeah. But West for Crystal Palace, well done. They got a draw. If Zaha would have taken that chance in the second half, then that would be a shock of Crystal Palace win of 2-1 because Crystal Palace never ever beaten Liverpool ever in their history. Yes, they got a few draws, but they never beaten Liverpool ever on whether it's at Anfield or Selhurst Park. They never do that. So for them to go into the game a point is really, really good. So yeah, well done to Crystal Palace. So yeah, and that's it. So as you can see, I've got 5 points, which is the same as game week 1. And yeah, for me, that needs to improve. That needs to improve 100%. So hopefully the next game I can get 3 points for the first time ever in this season's Premier League, and hopefully over the next couple of game week matches, hopefully I'll get a maximum of 30 points, and that'll be absolutely great if I get all of them right, because that's also my target. And my target is to improve that points to get more than 5 points. So the next game, match day or game week 3, I need to beat 5 points and get more than that. So yeah, so we're gonna have to wait and see what I do this Friday and also next Tuesday where I review them. So yeah, that is it, guys. That is the end of this game week 2 review, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you do, smash a like if you enjoyed this video, and thank you guys for watching as well. Don't forget, if you are new, hit the subscribe button below, hit the bell notifications so you never miss any of my YouTube videos, and make sure you share this video to everybody so that they can come along, give their predictions and also how many points you've got. If you got more points than me, then that's good. But if you got the same points, then we're even. But if you got lower points, then don't worry. I know you will improve next time. So keep on trying. If you know what I mean, never give up, as we usually say in this country and many other countries as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Look after yourselves, take care, and as always, up the Blues. Oh yeah, but before I go, N'Golo Kante has got a hamstring injury, so it looks like he will not be able to feature for Chelsea over the next 6 months. Which, for me, yeah, we need to sign another midfielder, because for me, yeah, I'm worried that the next game against Leeds United, Conor Gallagher will be in that position, and we all know what happened in that game against Arsenal. We've lost to them 4-0, so we need to, if we can sign Frank de Jong, then that's good. So yeah, N'Golo Kante, he was good against Everton, he was good against Tottenham, but now he's got a hamstring injury, and yeah, I'm really disappointed for that one, but we're gonna have to wait and see. So yeah, alright guys, let me close. Thank you guys so much for watching. Look after yourselves, take care, and as always, up the Blues.